What's up, Vegas Card Decks fam? My Pokemon card portfolio from July and August is up a massive 46% over 2 months. But that number hides a tale of two completely different months. In July, my strategy was simple, targeting exclusive, low print run promo cards. The result, a clean 57% portfolio bump. Then came August, where I tried to find bargains in the massively overprinted celebration set. That decision led to minimal gains of only 19% that had me asking what was I doing going against my July strategy. All right, let's get started checking out the July buys, and then we'll have the August buys after that. Stick around because I'm going to start a new thing. It's called Studs and Duds, where I go over my picks for the month and see how we did. First up, we got the Pokemon Center Magneton promo card. I grabbed my copy for $37. Why? Because the artist is Shinji Kanda, the single hottest Pokemon artist on the market right now. His Magikarp illustration rare is selling for well over $200, and the Seismitoad is going for $165 plus. I knew that with the end of the Scarlet and Violet era, these Pokemon Center stamp promos would jump in value. And combining that with scarcity, with the hottest artist in the game, made this Magneton feel incredibly undervalued at $37. Fast forward to today, and with the market value of $70 as of September 2nd, it's sitting pretty with a $33 profit, nearly a 90% gain, simply by betting on the artist and predictable end-of-era scarcity. With the lowest listing on TCG Player coming in at $95 now, this card has nowhere to go but up. And if you haven't gotten it yet, there's still time to get in on this card. And that's with no camping outside GameStop, no hunting in Targets or Walmarts, and no fighting bots online. Just simple, effective strategy. Next, I went a little deeper on the Dark Sylveon V from the Celebration set. I know, Celebrations can be a minefield of reprints and endless supply, but this one felt different. I bought my copies at $5 each. The art is incredible, and more importantly, it's a dark Pokemon, which has its own collector's niche. Couple that with Eevee and the Eeveelutions, and Sylveon is the top collectible Eeveelution behind Umbreon, and you have a great card, especially for the future. It paid off. Those $5 cards are consistently selling for between $9 and $10 a piece. They did dip a little bit in the middle of August, but they climbed right back up the last couple weeks. It's close to 100% return in just about 8 weeks. It's my kind of cardio, watching my numbers double while I'm sound asleep. Then came the piglet that paid the bills, Lechonk, the Pokemon Center exclusive stamp promo. I bought mine for $6. It's up to about $14 right now. That's a clean 133% gain. Recent sales data shows it's hovering right around that $13, $14 mark. And I'm still baffled that a funny little meme pig carried a portion of my portfolio for a week. But it proves a critical point. When the Pokemon Company makes an online exclusive promo for a character that is currently a viral trending meme, you buy it. You don't ask questions. You don't overthink it. You just add it to your cart. Next is another Shinji Kanda artwork. This is a Galarian Moltres that came from the Galarian Moltres Crown Zenith tin. I got it at $8 and it's gone up to $14. Respectable 75% gain. This was another way to get exposure to Shinji Kanda as his artwork was starting to blow up. That also went down in the middle of the month, and then it jumped up. It was actually like $15, $16 at one point. But I'll take this gain, and I think it'll just keep on continuing. And the final pick from July was a Team Rockets Woe Buffett, which started the month outside of my comfort zone at $62, but it was a card that I knew I had to get before it got too expensive. It got up to $78, a respectable 26% gain, which I'm officially calling nap time gain. It's slow, it's steady, and it's reliable. It's not going to make you rich overnight, but it's not going to make you lose money either. It's just comfortable. This one, if you look for it on TCG Player, though, it's about to skyrocket. Just like the other one, the Magneton, the cheapest near mint is $90. And then it jumps to over $100, $101.50, and then $105. This one is definitely going to go to the moon soon. My total spent for June or July was $118. The current value of those same cards are now $185. It's a 57% bump in about 60 days. The lesson here is crystal clear, and it's the absolute foundation of my entire strategy. Pokemon Center exclusives rarely, if ever, get a restock. They are, by definition, scarce. Once the initial wave of flippers and scalpers sell out, the supply completely dries up. From that point on, simple organic demand from collectors who miss the drop does all the work for you. Scarcity is your best friend in this market. August was supposed to be my smart money month. My thesis was to get in on the celebration set before the 30th anniversary hype began to build. I thought there were undervalued bargains to be had and that the investment would take off just like my July purchases, but I was dead wrong. They did gain some value, but nowhere near what my July portfolio did. It taught me one very important lesson. First up, from my August buys was the face of the franchise, the Pikachu from the main celebration set. I picked this up at $8. It was a little bit of a panic buy. It went from $5 to $8 the last 2-3 days of July, and a month later it's still right at $8. A perfect break even, 0% change. It didn't make me money, but it didn't lose any. Stable hold, but not exactly a thrilling start. I did get one in pretty decent condition, and I am thinking still about sending it to PSA to get it graded, because if that were to hit, that would be a major, major win. Next is the Garchomp C from the Classics collection. This was a small bet. I was trying to keep my buys under $50, and it got it pretty close. It's inched up to $5. It is a 25% gain when you only start at $4. I love the small, low-risk plays that can add a nice little boost to the portfolio. Then I moved on to the Greninja Star promo. I've always liked the look of this card, and it had shot up earlier in the summer, and then it went back down. I bought it at $15. It's climbed up to $17. At one point in August, it had gotten up to $24, $25. But the drop caused it to only gain 13% in the month. Slow and steady. I'll take it. I would have much preferred that it stayed at that $25 price. The real winner of August for me was the Mewtwo EX from the Classic Collection. The card is iconic. The pose, the sheer power it represents, I loved it. I grabbed it for just $8, and it took off the last part of August. It's $13, and it's closing in on 14. It's a massive 63% gain, and the best performer of the month by a long shot. It's actually closing in on the value of the original card. It just proves that even in a heavily reprinted set, true royalty like Mewtwo will always command respect. To round things out, I picked up the Full Art Zekrom from the Classic Collection for $18. It's sitting at $20, an 11% gain. Another example of finding value where others might just see reprints. This one had gotten up to about 22. And I do think that this does have potential to get closer to $25 in the next couple of months. All told, I spent $52.50 on these smaller plays in August. Now they're holding value of $62. It's a total gain of $10 or 19% return. Not bad at all, but nowhere near what I did in July. But man, investing in a set as heavily printed as Celebrations is like riding a mechanical bull after 3 espressos. The volatility is absolutely insane. You have these pockets of nostalgia that can pop and give you a nice little boost, but the sheer overwhelming volume of cards out there acts like a lead weight, constantly threatening to pull everything back.
We're going to call this section Studs and Duds. We're going to review some of the picks that I made throughout the month or cards that I covered and whether they were studs or duds or somewhere in between. So, for example, my call for the Charmander Pokemon Center promo. That is an absolute stud. I know it's out of our price range. I called it when it was $120, but that thing has gained $100 in 2 weeks. It's up to $210. And then a dud would be like this Zoroark, the GX. I really thought that the vintage aspect of this card and with the black and white flare coming out, that it would boost this card's popularity. It was at 17 when I called it, which many of you didn't see because it was one of my first videos, and it stayed at 17. And then somewhere in between would be like the Zekrom. So I called it right at about $10, and it's gone up to a little over $11. So it's gained like $1.50 in between. Now, my Vaporeon pick, it was about $7 when I picked it. It's pretty close to $15 right now, the Trainer's Gallery. That one rose big time almost right after I released the video. And even better from that set, which was a centerpiece of the Trainer's Gallery, was the Charizard. It was right at $10. It's doubled its value in about 3 weeks. It is now $20. It blew up right after the video. The Snorlax from the Trainer's Gallery. My son and daughter both got this one for $2 at our local card store last year, I remember. And this is worth about $15 right now. It was about $6 in the video. It's almost 150% in value it's raised. The Zacian, very disappointing. It was at 17 and stayed at 17. I still think it's a long term, just like the Raikou. That was from one of my first, actually I think it was my first video. I love the artwork of this card as well as the other two from this set, Suicune and Entei. I do believe once Gen 2 gets their own 151 treatment, this card's value is going to go up. And I love this card, but I was a little late to the party. I noticed it when it was $11, the Mantike IR, and it was about 15 or 16 when I had featured it in my video, and it's staying right there. It bounces between $15 and $17. I couldn't find it anywhere. I just found it at the last card show for $17, and I bought it just because of its exclusivity. It's Mantike's only English IR, and being from Paradox Rift, I do think that it hurts the value. The C's, I would have to go along with like Deoxys, which gained $1. The Eevee, it was at 7 or 8. That's bounced around $9. Galarian Zapdos hasn't done much. It actually went down in value a little bit. Same with Galarian Articuno and Zeraora. Those I'm a little disappointed in. The Mew, I call it the Sleeping Mew, blew up. It is over $40 now. I think it was $24 when I featured it in my video, and it's gone nuclear. It's a great pickup. Joining Vaporeon are the other evolutions, Flareon and Jolteon. Both rose over $10. They're both in the $12 to $13 range. They're definitely hitting it. Evolutions, definite collectability. They're just going to keep on going up. The Articuno is another D. I called it at 17. Maybe it's because I love the original legendary birds. I was completely wrong on that one. Just like the Cricketune, it hasn't done anything. It's only a $2 card, and for that to be anything, it needs to at least gain double in value, if not go over $5. And then I've been pounding the drum. You guys are probably tired of hearing it. Pokemon Center promos. I tried getting as many as I could. I've gotten 2 of the Charmanders. I lucked out. 2 of the Eevees. I did not buy them. I actually stacked some of my more expensive single cards, and I knew I wasn't going to get all the value when I first traded for them, but I was so confident that they'd explode in value, I didn't care. I got the Eevees when they were valued at $52. They just broke the $100 mark on TCG Player today. And the Charmanders, they were $120 when I traded them. They're at $217 now, but if you look, for both of these, the next for sale on TCG Player is like $20 to $30 away from the market value. So either the market's going to crash or the card value is going to catch up. The Magneton just broke $75 today. I was able to get that at $37, and that's what I featured it in the video. The Mimikyu was $36, I want to say. That is now $88 if memory serves me correct, and I could kick myself. At the Front Row Sports, guy had it sealed, and he asked $35 for it, but I had already spent my budget. I did not have anything left, and I did not want to put it on a credit card, and that's something I could absolutely kick myself over. And then the Pikachu was at $54 when I featured it. This thing blew up. It's closing in on $120 right now. I could not find it. I got the sealed regular promo. That's as good as I could do. I haven't found one of these anywhere. And then I know nobody likes it. The Teal Mask Ogerpon at $18 with how good the Obsidian Flame set is, with the higher end of the cards. I just had a feeling, and the foil is different. It's almost got an SIR feel to it. It's just a card I really like. I know a lot of people, Ogerpon is hit or miss. It's just a card that I really think is unique, and I don't think they're going to reprint the box along with a lot of these Pokemon centers. So I just see the value going up. I got it at $19, and it just broke the $25 mark. It is $27. And then the two legendaries from Scarlet and Violet, they haven't done anything yet. They're still sitting at $50 to $52. I'm going to put them at a B, though, just because they're not going to go down from that, and the time is now to get them. If you can see them, or if you find them for $50, you need to snap them up. I'm praying that in a week and a half for the card show, it's Genesis Card Show, that they're still around $50, and I'm hoping people have them for sale. So those are my studs. Those are my duds. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you think about this ranking. Would you switch any of them? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Did you pick any of them up throughout the month? Comment below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm going to go over value picks like this, month in, month out. I own up when I'm wrong, just like with the Pikachu. I was way off on that. But anyways, have a great day. Catch you later. Part, we're going to call this section Studs and Duds. And we're going to review some of the picks that I made throughout the month, or cards that I covered, and whether they were studs or duds or somewhere in between. So, for example, my call for the Charmander Pokemon Center promo. That is an absolute stud. I know it's out of our price range. I called it when it was $120, but that thing has gained $100 in 2 weeks. It's up to $210.
All right, Vegas Card Decks fam. Now I want to hear from you. We all have one. We all have a big win, and we all have a big loss. What's one card that actually blew up for you in a good way? And then what's one card that blew up in your face? Hit the comments and tell me about your single biggest Pokemon win and your single biggest Pokemon card loss. Let's hear the war stories. Let's create a support group. We've all been there. And if you want to see how I plan to bounce back from this devastating loss, check out my video of my September shopping list, built on the lessons I learned